Hi there folks, this is Gabriel Sheen, Certified Financial Planner and President of Falcon Wealth Planning. Today I'm going to talk to you about solar. Now solar is very important. As we all know, a lot of the rules got changed in 2022 to give you the full 30% tax credit. I will discuss the simple math on residential, but the main focus of today is on commercial. So in the residential world, if you spend $60,000 on solar, you get 30% of that back as a tax credit. 30% of $60,000, you get an $18,000 tax credit on your federal taxes. So the true cost isn't $60,000 because you got $18,000 back. The true cost is $42,000. Now, let's just say that we're to save you $15,000 a year in electricity bills. Well, over 3 years, you save $45,000, which pretty much pays for itself. That seems like a really good deal for solar, right? Okay, so let's focus on commercial. Everything's exactly the same in the commercial. So you still spend $60,000, you still get 30% back tax credit, that's $18,000, true cost is still $42,000, okay? Even if it still saved you $15,000 a year, $15,000 over 3 years, that's $45,000, you break even. But there's an additional bonus depreciation you get if you have a commercial building. So in this case, you get to write off 85% of the $60,000. 85% of the $60,000, you get an additional $51,000 write-off on your already getting back $18,000 in tax credits. Why is that important? Depending on your tax bracket, that $51,000, you can either take the hard write-off on the year one or split it up over 5 years, depreciate it over 5 years. You get back, if you're in one of the higher tax brackets between federal and state, you get back for 50 cents on the dollar, let's call it $25,000 in tax savings, assuming you're in a higher tax bracket. Which means that $42,000 your original spend, because you got $18,000 back in tax credit, is actually more like $17,000. Why? Because you saved $25,000 in taxes as a write-off. Why is that important, you ask? Because you now break even in year one. It's an absolute no-brainer, assuming this is your numbers, for solar on a commercial building. Let me give you a bonus. The bonus is when you have a commercial building, you sell it with a cap rate. For example, you sell a $1 million building and net of everything, property tax, utility costs, everything, you net $50,000 a year on $1 million, that's a 5% cap rate. Well, if you just added $15,000 in tax savings to the new owner, because in electrical cost savings, utility cost savings, well, that gets passed through to the new owner. They're going to now have an extra $15,000 in their pocket for the rest of their life. Well, at $15,000 extra, at a 5% cap rate, you just appreciated that building by an additional $300,000 by spending $60,000. But we can argue you didn't spend $60,000. Why? Because you got $18,000 back in tax credit. You got an additional $51,000 of write-offs, which in this example saved an additional $25,000 in taxes. Folks, this could be a no-brainer for you. If you have any additional questions on this, please feel free to reach out below.